Okay, so after I was about to say extensive, but no, very short night of Black Friday shopping, I managed to get my hands on exactly what I wanted, and a little something is considered to be by many one of the best games released in 2015, The Witcher 3. Now, I have played a little bit of this game, about 2 hours or so, and right now I'm really enjoying it. But that's not what this video is about. What this video is about is actually something that, obviously when you look up The Witcher 3 nowadays, there is something that's been trending online. And that is, of course, because it is, Game of the Year season, like people are trying to find out what's the best game of the year, blah, blah. But again, there's a lot of great games, but there's always two that are usually and almost always compared. And it's hard not to because they both are RPGs. And those happen to be, of course, Witcher 3 and Fallout 4. Now look, I understand that both games are different, but when Game of the Year season starts coming up, people start to say, oh yeah, what's the best game of the year? What's the best experience? And when it really comes down to it, these are actually pretty similar in the sense that they are both open world and they're both RPGs. They both involve action, they both involve fighting, adventure, and yes, I understand the tones are different, all that stuff, but I can understand why people are comparing these games. Now, saying that does not mean that they should be compared 100%. Look, right now, I've been really looking at all the people's reviews and stuff, and people have been saying, and the only reviews that I even give a shit about, and these are the only reviews everyone who ever wants to even pick up any of these games should even care about, are people that have played these games extensively. And what I mean by that, I'm not talking about, yeah, I played this game for about 10 or 20 hours, or I played this game for about 10 or 20 hours. Yeah, I get a feeling like, okay, look, if you're playing like a shooter or like a racing game or like a puzzle game or something like that, if you play like 10 or 12 hours or 10 or 20 hours of that, I can understand that you honestly have a good feeling what the game is. I can understand that because those games are very simple and centric into what you're doing. Like you can play a shooter and you can understand the whole experience within an hour of playing. But of course you keep going to see the whole thing of it. You can't do that with RPGs. RPGs are not games you can just play for 2 hours and think, yep, I know the exact... No. These are huge open worlds that you have to explore. If you play like 2 hours of a certain game and you think, oh, I know the whole thing. No. For the other ones that I previously mentioned, yes, you could probably do that. Like I played The Crew. I played that for about 2 hours and I got the whole feeling of it for what it is. It's a whole map of USA, and I get that. But when it's a game like this, there's a lot of things to do, so much intricate details, so many things to do, there's a whole bunch of quests. That's when the only time that I could ever take your review seriously for an RPG is when you tell me, hey, I've played this game for 50 or 60 hours, and I've played this game for 50 or 60 hours. Then I can understand how you can compare these. That is the only time that you could ever compare two RPGs, when you have actually sat down and put a lot of time and effort into them. And I don't mean 100%ing the games. I'm talking about actual long periods of time, because RPGs are not a game you can just set up, play it an hour, I know what its whole thing's about. No, not a chance in hell. Now, having said that, there is an also huge issue between how people compare these games. Now, this game is brand new. This game just came out not even a month ago. It's that brand new, probably 2 weeks. This game's been out for about 6 months. One of the big issues with this game, there's a lot of bugs. People have been complaining about game-breaking bugs. There's a lot of glitches and issues with this game. And people are praising this game. This game is superior. This game has no glitches and bugs. Bullshit. When this game came out, this game also had game-breaking glitches and bugs. Now, when you look at the Metacritic reviews, this one is just chock full of people saying, this game's bullshit, played it for 2 hours, too many glitches, blah blah. Okay, glitches are there, I understand that, and they are a nuisance, but don't you think they're gonna fix them just like they did with this game? This game had horrible game-breaking glitches. I'm talking about even glitches where you couldn't even mount your freaking horse. This had terrible glitches, but they fixed them. This will have the same treatment. They did it with Fallout 3, so why don't you think they're not going to have it for this? And that's one of the main things. The difference between these games and why you can't really compare them 100% is time. The reason why this game is considered one of the best of this year is because it's been out for a while. All the bugs have been ironed over. This game already has all of its DLC out. This game has had time to be fleshed out. And now, I understand. If you actually prefer one of these games, fine, 100%. I agree with that. And if you only own one and you prefer the hell of it, I understand that. But if you're going to go on the internet and just say, oh, Fallout 4 is better than Witcher 3, or Witcher 3 is better than Fallout 4, please tell me that you've extensively played both of them and you're not just talking out of your ass. Because I've seen a lot of Metacritic reviews, and yes, this one has a shit ton of bad Metacritic reviews. But if you go back in time, what I mean by that is if you go back to the old reviews, this game also got a lot of shit reviews. People hated this game for as simple as like, oh, I played this for 2 hours and I really like the way you moved, blah. I'm like, look, if you're gonna go on the internet and say to someone, hey, I fucking hated this game, you should fucking hate it too, please tell me that you've played the game at least to a point where I can say, your point is valid. One of the reviews that I read on Metacritic, after 20 hours of playing, after they said, oh, this game is a 6 out of 10, they played it some more and they said, you know what, I want to revise my original score and I want to make it an 8 out of 10. And look, I get it. There are points out there that people didn't like in this game. Like, there's actual valid points, and I can understand that. I can respect that. But if you're going to just say, oh, I didn't like the sarcastic offering, like, wait, what? I mean, people on the internet have turned into fucking 90s comedians. What's the deal with this sarcastic option? Blah, blah. Okay, again, played this game extensively, and that is not a big, huge thing in the game. Yes, it's a dialogue option that's there, but if you don't like it, then don't fucking choose it. This is why they give you options. And I can guarantee you that because I played this game a fucking ton, that sarcastic option does not come up as often as people fucking make it out to seem. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is, a lot of the issues with this game that's been pointed out, besides glitches and bugs, which I've already just stated, they are not going to be permanent, have been petty. And look, if you're going to review a game, please put time and effort into them. But if you're just going to play them for like 2 hours and say, oh, it's shit, you should fucking hate it too, you sound like an idiot. Because you didn't even give the game a fair shot, and why the fuck should I even give your opinion a fair shot if you can't even give the fucking thing you're reviewing a fair shot? Ugh. Well, that's the video for now. And if you're wondering which one I prefer, obviously I haven't played this enough, but I'm going to play the ever-loving shit out of this game because I want to see if this game's good. And because, well, I'm making a top 10 list for the games that have come out this year. And obviously you may be thinking, oh, how do you know it's going to make the top 10? From the 2 hours that I've played, I can honestly say that this game has the potential to be something great. And from the reviews I've seen, all that shit, this game has the potential to be one of the best games of this year. So, through all the bullshit, through all the negative reviews of this game and all that stuff, and me taking into account that there's actual time between them, yes, that is a thing. There is time between them. Well, I'll give them a fair chance because that's what I honestly feel like I should do. I can't just go on the internet and saying this game sucks without giving it a fucking actual logical and extensive look. Well, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.